I'm 40 now, and I was diagnosed with schizophrenia when I was 21, so I've been in and out of mental health services for a long time now. I received direct payments in the past for 3 years to cover activities which were deemed therapeutic for my mental health, including going to a studio to do some life drawing and portrait lessons. It also paid for yoga, which taught me how to meditate, gave me some physical exercise and has reduced my weight. The direct payment scheme allowed me to discover a really creative side of myself, which was incredibly therapeutic, especially alongside the psychological therapy. It got me out of my flat, gave me something to do. It was very important at that time that I kept myself occupied. It still is. It was such a positive thing to be able to do that my attitude and outlook on life became more positive with it, and it has made me want to stay well. My mental health was monitored, and every so often I had to reapply to see if I still qualified for it. The social worker then told me I'd come on a long way and asked me to think about starting to provide these activities under my own steam, possibly by looking for work, which, although it sounds good in theory, is actually very unrealistic. Since the payments stopped, I've found it a lot more difficult to provide for myself. I've kept it all up though, and quite desperately want to be able to keep it going. So I'm going to try and find some way of raising funds to help me do it, which I'm looking into at the moment. The idea is to have an art market and try to raise funds by selling artwork. I'd collaborated with a group of friends who also have mental health problems to hire a studio, but without direct payments we found it more difficult to pay for it, so we've dropped out of it completely. But we have, with a small core group of people, started renovations on an old agricultural outbuilding to turn it into a workshop where we can do something. We support each other. There are opportunities to sell work at a sort of art market once a month, so I've been looking into that side of things. If I can earn a little bit of extra money here and there, then it might well add up. I've kind of eaten into a lot of savings that I had in order to keep things going for the moment. It's quite an experimental kind of period at the moment, to see how I cope really. I'm coping reasonably well though. My life isn't particularly structured right now, but that isn't something that really bothers me a great deal. I don't really look too far into the future.